Stunt pilot Rob Holland dies in plane crash at 50. Cause of death confirmed. Last words revealed. April 24th, 2025. The aviation world is reeling after the sudden and tragic death of world-renowned stunt pilot Rob Holland, who was killed in a devastating plane crash during a routine practice flight in Tennessee. The 50-year-old icon, celebrated globally for his fearless aerial acrobatics and revolutionary contributions to aviation, died on April 24, 2025. Authorities have confirmed both the cause of death and the heartbreaking last words he shared moments before impact. The fateful flight. Holland was preparing for the upcoming airshow season, practicing at Smyrna Airport in Tennessee when the fatal accident occurred. At approximately 3:17 p.m. local time, his MXS-RH aircraft, a custom-built, high-performance aerobatic plane, entered a maneuver and suddenly lost altitude before crashing. Eyewitnesses say the plane was executing Holland's trademark twisted torque move, a high G roll combined with a stall descent, when something went wrong. Rob was just about to perform a maneuver he'd been perfecting for weeks, said Mark Harris, a longtime friend and airshow coordinator. He radioed in, said he felt the plane singing, and then there was nothing but static. Cause of death confirmed. The National Transportation Safety Board, NTSB, has issued a preliminary report confirming that a catastrophic engine failure due to sudden oil starvation occurred during the maneuver. The engine seized mid-flight under intense G-forces, leaving Holland with no time or altitude to recover. At the altitude and speed he was operating, a failure like that is virtually unrecoverable, said NTSB investigator Dr. Ellen Cho. There were no signs of pilot error. This was purely mechanical. The aircraft had passed inspection just 2 days before. Jake Rollins, Holland's chief mechanic and close friend, said through tears, "The plane was flawless. Rob always said this bird was part of his soul." Final words revealed. In a haunting final transmission to the control tower, Holland's voice was recorded saying, "Tower, this is Ultimate Air Show 1. Feel that? She's singing today. Tell my Wi-Fi." Though the sentence was cut off, those close to him say the sentiment was clear. His final words were pure Rob, said his wife, Sarah Holland. He always spoke to his plane like it was alive. And in the end, even with death seconds away, he was thinking of me. A life defying gravity. Born on March 15, 1975 in Manchester, New Hampshire, Rob Holland's aviation journey began early. By age 16, he had taken his first flight lesson, and by 25, he was headlining air shows across the US and abroad. Over the course of his extraordinary career, Holland earned accolades and records unmatched in aerobatics, including 12-time US National Aerobatic Champion, 5-time World Aerobatic Cup winner, only pilot in history to win both advanced and unlimited aerobatic titles back-to-back. His airshow brand, Ultimate Air Show, revolutionized the sport by combining technical mastery with theatrical storytelling, light shows, and dramatic sound design. He performed before millions across the globe and inspired a generation of young aviators. Tributes from the skies. The aviation community responded with an outpouring of grief and admiration. The U.S. Navy Blue Angels performed a missing man formation over Smyrna Airport. Red Bull Air Race pilots observed a 50-second moment of silence, one for each year of his life. Fellow aerobatics legend Kirby Chambliss called him the Picasso of the sky. Rob didn't push limits, he destroyed them. Fans flooded social media with tributes and clips of Holland's legendary torque roll vertical descent from his 2019 championship win, calling it one of the most awe-inspiring stunts ever performed. The man behind the G-forces. While Holland was revered for his daredevil flying, he was equally admired for his character. He was a devoted father to twin sons, Aiden and Cole, both of whom are currently training as pilots. He created the Holland Hat Trick program to teach aspiring aviators core skills in aerobatics, mechanics, and flight theory. He was a passionate advocate for STEM education, frequently speaking at schools and aviation camps. His last Instagram post, uploaded just hours before the crash, showed him standing with a group of student pilots. The caption read, "The sky doesn't care about your limits. Show it who's boss." Chash Safety Legacy. In a bittersweet twist, Holland had recently spearheaded several safety initiatives aimed at reducing risks during advanced aerobatic maneuvers. His research focused on G-force early warning systems, real-time engine health telemetry, new redundancy protocols for fuel and oil systems. The FAA has announced the launch of the Holland Aerobatic Safety Initiative, which will integrate his innovations into future aircraft and training standards. Final flight arrangements. Holland's funeral will be held privately, but a public memorial tribute has been scheduled for May 15, 2025, dubbed the Flight of Legends show. It will feature 1. A 50-plane formation flyover, 1 plane representing each year of his life, 2. A recreation of his 2012 championship-winning routine, 3. The unveiling of his final unfinished maneuver, flown by his sons in tandem address. In accordance with his wishes, his ashes will be dispersed during the final stunt. The family has asked that, instead of flowers, donations be made to the Experimental Aircraft Association's Youth Flight Training Program. Industry impact. In response to Holland's death, the FAA has enacted several immediate changes. A review of all aerobatic aircraft engine certification protocols, a mandatory Holland check before high-G maneuvers, assessing oil pressure and engine load, the permanent retirement of his aircraft tail number. A voice from the clouds, Rob Holland's final interview, recorded just 3 days before the crash, now carries haunting significance. "Every pilot knows the risks," he said. "But when you love something this much, you accept that one day it might love you back too hard. No regrets, just sky." As the aviation world continues to process this immense loss, one truth remains. Rob Holland didn't just fly planes, he danced with the heavens. His legacy is etched not just in the records he shattered, but in every child who looks up at a looping jet trail and dares to dream. Memorial details, a public celebration of life, will take place at Oshkosh AirVenture on July 28, 2025. The event will be live-streamed through all EAA platforms. Attendees are encouraged to wear Holland's signature orange flight suits in his honor. Clear skies forever, Captain. Final tower sign-off, Smyrna Airport, April 24, 2025.